Hello, and welcome to 20 Minutes with Jesus. Take a slow breath. Let your heart settle for a moment. You don't need to feel strong right now. You just need to stay. Let's begin. There are moments when continuing feels harder than stopping. Life presses from every side. Expectations rise. Strength feels limited. And the heart quietly wonders if it would be easier to let go. Not of faith entirely, but of effort, hope, and perseverance. This is where many people find themselves without realizing it. Not rebellious, not faithless, just tired. Tired of waiting. Tired of fighting the same battles. Tired of holding on when results are slow and answers are unclear. Jesus never denied that life would be difficult. He never promised a path without pressure, disappointment, or struggle. Instead, he acknowledged the reality of trouble, and then offered something deeper than escape: courage. Faith does not protect us from hardship. It teaches us how to endure it. There is a quiet temptation in hard seasons. The temptation to withdraw emotionally, to stop expecting, to stop hoping, to live guarded, so disappointment hurts less. But guarding the heart too tightly also blocks strength from entering. Jesus spoke words meant to steady hearts under pressure. Not words that minimize pain, not words that deny struggle, but words that reframe the moment. He acknowledged that life would bring trouble, real trouble, not imagined. And yet, he invited his followers to take heart, not because circumstances would be easy, but because he had already overcome what threatens to undo us. This changes how we endure. When pressure rises, the heart often assumes something is wrong. But difficulty does not mean failure. Struggle does not mean you missed God. Weariness does not mean faith is weak. Sometimes, it simply means you are in the middle of the journey. Giving up rarely happens all at once. It begins with emotional withdrawal, with lowered expectations, with quiet resignation. God sees this moment clearly, and he does not respond with judgment. He responds with invitation, an invitation to remain, even when everything inside feels stretched thin. Taking heart does not mean pretending to be okay. It means choosing to trust beyond what you feel. Choosing to stay when quitting feels tempting. Choosing to believe that what you are facing does not have the final word. Jesus did not offer escape from the world's trouble. He offered his victory within it. A victory that does not remove difficulty, but places it in perspective. A victory that reminds the heart it is not alone, not defeated, and not abandoned. If today you feel close to giving up, not loudly, but quietly, hear this. Your weariness is seen. Your perseverance matters. And the struggle you are facing is not stronger than the one who walks with you through it. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are faithful for staying. And staying, even when it hurts, is an act of courage. Courage is often misunderstood. Many people imagine courage as the absence of fear or the presence of confidence. But biblical courage is something different. Courage is not found when circumstances improve. It is found when the heart decides to remain, even while difficulty continues. Jesus spoke about trouble not as a possibility, but as a reality. Life brings pressure. It brings uncertainty. It brings moments when faith feels tested rather than affirmed. Courage, then, is not denial of hardship. It is the choice to face hardship without surrendering hope. In difficult seasons, the heart looks for relief. Relief from pressure. Relief from waiting. Relief from the weight of uncertainty. When relief does not come quickly, discouragement begins to whisper. It suggests that perseverance is pointless, that continuing is only prolonging pain. But courage responds differently. Courage does not argue with reality. It anchors itself in truth. Courage remembers who God is, even when circumstances remain unchanged. Jesus did not promise that trouble would end immediately. He promised that trouble would not win. This distinction matters deeply. Many people give up not because they lack faith, but because they believe difficulty means defeat. But difficulty is not defeat. Struggle does not mean God has lost control. Pressure does not mean faith is failing. Delay does not mean hope is wasted. Courage grows when the heart accepts that struggle is part of the journey, not a sign that the journey is wrong. Jesus acknowledged tribulation openly because he wanted his followers to be prepared, not to quit, but to endure. Endurance is built slowly. It is built when you keep showing up without clarity, when you keep trusting without answers, when you keep praying without visible change. This endurance is not passive. It is active trust. It is the steady refusal to give up on God, even when emotions fluctuate and strength feels limited. Courage also shifts the focus of the heart. Instead of asking, "When will this end?" courage asks, "Who is walking with me through this?" Jesus pointed his followers not to the absence of trouble, but to his victory. This victory does not always remove hardship. It reframes it. It reminds the heart that trouble is temporary, but God's faithfulness is constant. Courage does not require certainty about outcomes. It requires confidence in God's character. When the heart knows who God is, it can remain steady even when it does not know what will happen next. This steadiness protects the soul from despair. It prevents discouragement from becoming resignation. Courage also involves allowing yourself to feel tired without giving up. Feeling weary does not mean you are losing faith. Feeling stretched does not mean you are weak. Feeling overwhelmed does not mean you are failing. Jesus never shamed weariness. He acknowledged it. He met people in it. And he offered rest, not condemnation. Courage is choosing to stay connected to God even when you feel depleted. It is choosing prayer that is honest rather than polished. It is choosing trust that is quiet rather than confident. It is choosing hope that is steady rather than emotional. God strengthens courage gradually, not by removing all pressure, but by reminding the heart that it is not alone. As this episode continues, allow yourself to redefine courage. Courage is not pushing harder. It is not pretending everything is fine. It is not forcing optimism. Courage is staying with God, staying in faith, staying in hope, even when the road is hard. And that kind of courage, rooted in God's faithfulness, will carry you farther than you imagine. There are moments when the struggle feels deeply personal, not theoretical, not distant. It touches your thoughts, your emotions, your body, your daily routine. It affects how you wake up in the morning and how you fall asleep at night. And in these moments, perseverance feels heavier than ever. This is often where the temptation to give up becomes quiet but persistent. Not a loud decision, not a dramatic exit, just a slow loosening of hope. You still believe in God, but you stop expecting change. You still pray, but without anticipation. You still walk forward, but with a guarded heart. Giving up rarely looks like rebellion. It often looks like resignation. Jesus knew this about the human heart. That is why he spoke directly to discouragement. He acknowledged that trouble would come. Real trouble. The kind that presses against your inner world. And then he offered something radical. Courage rooted not in circumstances, but in his victory. This courage is not emotional hype. It is not pretending the pain doesn't exist. It is not denying exhaustion. It is not forcing optimism. Biblical courage is grounded confidence. confidence that what you are facing is not greater than what Christ has already overcome. When the battle feels personal, the heart often asks, "How long can I keep going like this?" That question is honest. God is not offended by it. He understands that perseverance costs something. But Jesus reframes the question, not, "How long will this last?" but, "Who has the final word?" Trouble speaks loudly. It tells you that this moment defines you, that this struggle will not change, that endurance is pointless. But Jesus speaks more deeply. He reminds you that trouble exists within limits. It has boundaries. It does not rule the story. Christ's victory does not remove the battle. It places the battle under his authority. This changes how you endure. Instead of carrying the weight of the outcome, you carry trust. Instead of fighting to control the future, you remain anchored in the present. Instead of measuring faith by results, you measure it by faithfulness. Not giving up does not mean you feel strong every day. Some days, courage looks like getting out of bed. Some days, it looks like praying without words. Some days, it looks like choosing not to walk away. These small acts matter. God honors perseverance that happens quietly, without applause, without immediate reward. He sees the internal battles no one else sees. He knows how much strength it takes to remain when quitting feels easier. When the struggle feels personal, comparison becomes dangerous. You look at others who seem to move forward easily. Their lives appear lighter. Their faith appears stronger. But you do not see their hidden battles, and they do not carry yours. Jesus never asked you to endure like someone else. He asked you to remain with him. Your endurance is not measured against others. It is measured by your staying. Not giving up also means allowing yourself to feel the weight without letting it define you. Feeling tired does not mean you are failing. Feeling discouraged does not mean you are weak. Feeling overwhelmed does not mean you have lost faith. It means you are human in a broken world, exactly what Jesus acknowledged. He did not say, "If trouble comes." He said, "When it comes." And then he said, "Take heart." This invitation to take heart is not a command to feel better. It is a call to reposition trust, to place your confidence not in relief, but in relationship. Not in immediate change, but in eternal truth. Jesus overcame the world, not just the pleasant parts, but the brokenness, injustice, suffering, and pain that make perseverance so costly. His victory means that nothing you face has ultimate power over you. Not despair, not exhaustion, not fear, not discouragement. They may speak loudly, but they do not decide the ending. Not giving up is an act of faith that says, "This is hard, but it is not hopeless." It is choosing to believe that even in pressure, God is present. Even in delay, he is working. Even in weakness, he is faithful. Sometimes, not giving up means choosing to endure one more day. Not forever, not everything, just today. And that is enough. God does not ask you to carry tomorrow's strength today. He gives grace daily. He meets you step by step. He walks with you through the middle, not just the beginning or the breakthrough. If you are in a season where the battle feels personal, hear this clearly. Your perseverance is not invisible. Your courage is not unnoticed. And your staying matters more than you realize. Do not give up. Not because it is easy, not because you feel strong, but because Christ has already overcome what threatens to undo you. And his victory is greater than this moment. Let's pray together. God, we come before you carrying the weight of this season. You see the pressure we feel, the battles that seem personal, and the moments when continuing feels harder than stopping. Nothing about our struggle is hidden from you. You know the days when courage feels distant, the nights when hope feels quiet, the moments when we wonder how much longer we can endure. And still, you remain close. God, thank you for never minimizing our pain. Thank you for acknowledging that life brings trouble, real trouble, and for reminding us that trouble does not have the final word. Today, we choose to take heart, not because circumstances are easy, but because you have already overcome what threatens to undo us. We bring you our weariness, the exhaustion we try to hide, the discouragement we don't always admit, the temptation to give up quietly. Meet us here. God, strengthen our hearts where fear has settled. Restore courage where hope has grown thin. Remind us that perseverance is not about feeling strong, but about remaining connected to you. When the battle feels personal, help us remember that we are not fighting alone. When the pressure feels heavy, remind us that you are carrying more than we can see. When discouragement whispers that staying is pointless, speak truth louder than the noise. Teach us how to endure one day at a time, not worrying about tomorrow's strength, not carrying the weight of outcomes, just trusting you for this moment. God, help us release the need to control what we cannot change. Replace anxiety with trust. Replace despair with quiet confidence. Let our hearts rest in the assurance that nothing we face is greater than your victory. We ask you to guard our hearts against resignation. Protect us from withdrawing emotionally. Keep hope alive, even when it feels fragile. Help us believe that you are working in ways we cannot yet see. God, we choose to trust you in the middle, in the waiting, in the struggle, in the pressure. We choose to stay. We choose to hope. We choose to believe that this season does not define us. Thank you for walking with us through difficulty. Thank you for reminding us that courage does not come from circumstance, but from knowing who you are. Thank you for your presence that remains steady, faithful, and near. We place our hearts in your hands now. Carry us where we are tired. Strengthen us where we are weak, and help us continue, not in our own strength, but in yours. Amen. As we come to the end of this episode, allow these words to settle gently in your heart. You are not wrong for feeling tired, and you are not weak for finding this season difficult. Trouble does not mean you have failed. Struggle does not mean God has stepped away. It simply means you are living in a world Jesus already told us would be challenging. And yet, He also told us not to give up, not because the road would be easy, but because He has already overcome what feels overwhelming to you right now. This truth does not erase the pressure you feel, but it gives your heart something solid to stand on. As you move forward from this moment, you may not feel suddenly lighter. Circumstances may not change immediately. The battle may still feel personal. But courage is not the absence of difficulty. It is the decision to continue in the presence of difficulty. If today all you can do is take one more step, that is enough. If all you can do is stay, that is faith. If all you can do is hope quietly, that matters. God is not asking you to be strong forever. He is asking you not to surrender your heart to discouragement. He is inviting you to trust that this struggle is not the end of the story, even if it feels consuming right now. Do not measure your faith by how steady you feel. Measure it by where you remain, and you are remaining in trust, in hope, in connection with God. That is powerful. When tomorrow comes and pressure rises again, remember this moment. Remember that Jesus acknowledged trouble and still spoke peace. Remember that He did not offer escape, but victory. A victory that holds even when circumstances do not immediately improve. You are not alone in this season. You are not forgotten in this struggle. You are not unseen in your perseverance. God walks with you through the middle, not just the beginning and not only the breakthrough. And every day you choose not to give up, something eternal is being formed in you. So take heart, not because life is easy, not because the battle is over, but because Christ has already overcome what threatens to take your hope. Stay, trust, continue, and know that even in trouble God is near, faithful, steady, and with you every step of the way.